Closed mouth don't get fed, part 2. We gave a little bit of detail as to why our mouths remain closed. We touched on us not being able to identify a need because the vision for the life that we've been given is outside of our experience or perception. Then we went into the other part in respect to us drowning. We're drowning in life because we're in situations that we didn't pass the test for. We're in situations where there's a lack of supervision, and we're in scenarios basically that we're not prepared to be in. But in some cases, we rather drown than ask for the lifeguard to help us or throw me a life preserver and reel me in. And I connected that reason is to pride. Now, pride is one of the most dastardly mentalities that we can have. It can be used in a positive sense meaning that it's keeping me on track of my short-term and long-term goals in anticipation of me realizing my true identity, my full potential, and my purpose. It can be used, but we're talking about in a negative sense. So a negative sense, it'll take me off track of those things that I mentioned. But pride manifests itself in a belligerent expression where a person is loud and boisterous and egotistical, but it also manifests passively. And it's the passive aspect that I want to elaborate about, because the passive aspect of the expression of pride arrests us and will not allow us to ask for help. It won't allow us to ask for help when we are drowning. And there are some people in our lives that are accustomed to drowning. Drowning is their lifestyle because in the past, they had an experience where they asked somebody for help and a person either took advantage of them or rejected them, which equated to them being hurt and them internalizing the hurt, and the internalization of the hurt transformed and was added to their core belief system. Therefore, they will not ask for help. They will remain hungry, remain in starvation. And hunger and starvation in any area of life, whether we speak in spiritually, mentally, socially, emotionally, financially, is a poverty symptom. It's a reflection of a poverty mindset. No man, no woman, no human can really live this life and realize their full potential by themselves. It does not. It does not happen. But my main focus is really challenging us to think, why is it that I don't ask for help? What occurred in my life that is hindering me from asking for help? Who are my people, my sphere influence that I'm around, and why I can't ask them for help? Is it that they're going to, quote unquote, take advantage of me? Are they undependable? What is the reason? Why? Or could it be that I'm a leader in different areas of life? And I'll tell you this, if you are a leader in whatever capacity of life, what occurs is we become calcified in that state. We become calcified in that role. So when I say calcified, what I mean is that we remain stuck in that role. And if a person, male or female, is always leading and lacks humility, intentional humility, not humility that takes place because of a situation, but intentional humility, then that person will not ask for help when they need it, because it's a part of their identity, their affirmation, and it's a validation of who they perceive themselves to be. So what you find is that some of the unintentional humility growth moments occurs in a person's life when somebody that has a greater understanding of different areas of life and may have greater wisdom in an area of life brings correction to them. Correction, in this sense, is not rejection, it's redirection for the long-term betterment of the life that we've been given and the vision that we cannot see. All of us are blind to a certain degree. We need each other. However, we have to do some internal work and internal assessment as to why do I not ask for help? Why, when I'm drowning and I see people around me that can swim, I'd rather drown than ask for help. And that assessment cannot be done individually. You, we need an outside source that has little to no bias and can tell us, like T.I. is, no chaser. We need to get away from using chasers so much in terms of our delivery to people. If you and I are in a bona fide relationship, then you should be able to say what you need to say to me, because I trust your motive, your attitude, and your spirit. And I trust the fruit or the outcome that your life has manifested. Not cars, not clothes, not notoriety, but the everyday expression on a practical level of this thing that we call life. This is Mr. Cage. This is the thought of the day, closing it out, part 2 of Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed.